God is worthy of our praise, that God is worthy of honor, that God is worthy of glory. Hallelujah. Rosha. Come on, come on, come on. Wherever you are, begin to worship God. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I want you to worship the God who is the keeper. Ke Rosha. Come on, somebody. Worship the God who is the keeper. Le Rosha. God has kept you through a great many things. Hallelujah. Sometimes you might have thought, oh God, I should have lost my mind. I could have lost my mind. I would have lost my mind, but God kept me. Come on, worship God who is the keeper. Worship God who is the battle axe. Come on. Who keeps you through the storm. Worship God, hallelujah, who is there when no one else is there. The God who will never leave and never forsake you. Hallelujah. I was talking with my grandmother recently, and my grandmother has dementia. And she's had dementia for quite some time now. And one thing I appreciate about the times that I get to spend with my dear grandmother is that I can talk to her about God, and my grandmother is in her right mind. Every time we talk about God, she might not remember other things, and she might not be all the way there the way that I might have wanted her to be. But every time I talk to my grandmother about God, oh, honey, it's like she recollects herself and recollects how good God has been for her. And so when I'm visiting her, I will go and I will read the psalm, or I will just recite the psalm. But I usually, in terms of just her memory, her motor memory, I'll bring a Bible and I may have her hold it, or I'll hold it, and we will recite the psalm together. And the most beautiful part for me is when my grandmother, who has dementia, my grandmother who can't even speak all the time, my grandmother who can't all the way gather herself sometimes, when I read the psalms to her, my grandmother begins to recite the psalm herself. Hallelujah. And there are quite a few times where my grandmother will repeat the whole thing back to me, or she might finish it off for me. But usually I'll do a little and then she'll do a little, and I'll do a little and she'll do a little. And so the most recent time that I spent some time with her, I was just out. We were outside on her carport, as they say. And we were sitting out there together enjoying the Florida sun. And I asked my grandmother, I said, Grandmother, what's the best thing about God for you? What is the best thing? What is the best characteristic about God for you? And my grandmother told me something that has not left me ever since she said it. My grandmother said, He's an advocate. And so I want us to begin to lift up some worship for the God who is the advocate. I never really spent time until she said that, thinking about how much I need God to advocate for me. I never really spent time understanding how God has shown up for me many times as simply an advocate, one who will go before me and speak on my behalf when I don't have the energy to do it for myself. And let me tell y'all, it's quite often where I don't have the energy, I don't have the desire, because I don't want to allow any situation to cause me to come up out myself. So I appreciate the God who is an advocate.